So apparently at the end of the appointment, the stylist ends up telling her, like, hey, can you sweep? Can you, like, clean up? I said, if strike 1 and strike 2 weren't enough, strike 3 would have really put me out the door. For sure. Welcome back to another episode of the Auti Show. I'm your host, Autumn Chapman, and
Jodeci, co-host, and yeah, okay.
Anyway, today we have a beautiful, beautiful guest. She is well known around the I-35 area, and I'm sure anywhere else she steps foot. She is an amazing hairstylist. She is an even more amazing person. She's the sweetest person ever. And we are so glad to have her on the show. Thank you for joining us, Auti.
Hello. Yes, it was nice taking this. I love to be here.
I'm so glad you're here. How have you been? How has life been since graduation?
It's been pretty good. Honestly, as of right now, I'm just enjoying not having to go to school.
Mm-hmm.
Like, not having to wake up every single day, have to go to class, turning in assignments, you know? But it's been pretty good for the most part, yeah.
Other than not turning in assignments, what has been the biggest difference to you since graduating? Like, have you gone through the post-grad depression?
Yeah. Honestly, not seeing my friends as often. I feel like that's, like, very big for me. I mean, although, you know, I would see my friends a little bit here and there, but, like, now it's like we got to really plan, like, hey, when am I going to see you? Because, like, we're all split up, you know? Mm-hmm. But now, I don't know. I do miss them, though. I miss seeing them, like, even on campus every single day, going to lunch with them. But, I don't know. I think it just makes me appreciate them a little bit more.
Nobody really talks about that transition from, like, being around people your age at all times and being able, readily accessible to them at all times. To now it's you. They're still your friends, but it takes effort to see them now. Yes. And it was just like, just send a text and y'all meet up.
Right, so, exactly. Or you just, like, coincidentally see them. Yeah.
That's gone now. That sense of community, you have to work for it now.
You do.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So has your business kept you busy mostly?
It has.
From them?
It definitely has. And I see a lot more of my, you know, my clients that I would rarely see now more, and it's like, oh, hey, like, I didn't know that you still are over here, but they're probably still in school, or they're graduating in, like, May, or they're just still in the area, like in Austin or Kyle, you know? So it's really good to see them too. Like, I love my clients. I love them. I feel like that's the only, like, human interaction that I get on a day-to-day basis, like, every single day, you know? Yeah.
So tell our audience what you do specifically as a hairstylist and, like, what services you offer.
Well, as of right now, I'm servicing, like, you know, wigs. I also do locks. I also do, like, sew-ins, natural styles. I'm branching out a little bit back into braids because I used to do braids when I was, like, first starting off. But now it's more so, like, let's say braids in the front, sewing in the back, you know. I'll do a little bit for that just depending on who's asking. Like, if my client is asking for it, if she's requesting it, okay, we'll do it. But is it on my website? No, it's not. But I'll be glad to do it.
Did you do your own braids?
I did. It took me a minute. Took me about 4 days. I went home for, like,
4 days?
Yes. Yeah.
Sounds about right.
Yeah.
Yep.
Like, I went home for a weekend, and I was like, you know what? I need to do my hair because I just couldn't do a traditional anymore. It was getting too hot, sweating it out too easily, you know? So I was like, okay, let me do some braids. And it definitely took me a minute. But I was like, if I do these braids, I'm going to keep them in. That's all I know. If it's going to take me 4 days to do them, I'm going to keep them in. Exactly. I committed to the style. Yeah.
So 4 days, what was that like? Was that you working on them nonstop, or you, like, took breaks?
Yeah,
breaks, didn't you?
Okay. I took a lot of breaks. Yep. Actually, I took a lot. I took, like, the first day. I didn't really start until, like, 5-ish. You know?
Wow. Oh, okay.
So, like, is it really 4 days, or is it like 3.5? You know? Yeah, it's probably like 3.5. Yeah. So the first day I probably started at, like, 5. And I also had to mix the hair. So it was a lot, like, the coloring wise. And then the first day, I probably went through, like, a good 2 seasons of Game of Thrones because I'm watching that right now.
Have you finished it?
No, not yet. I'm on season 6. Real good.
Amazing.
Real good. And I don't even like that type of like genre. And it's really good.
It's so good.
Yeah.
I mean, I wish we could talk about it for the people that, there's probably definitely people that haven't seen it, even though it's been out forever. Have you seen it?
No, but I mean, you can spoil it. I don't plan on watching it. You can spoil it.
No,
and
honestly,
also,
that's what I thought.
Really, you were just like, nah, I was never going to watch. You was one of those people like, I'm never going to watch this.
I'm never going to watch that. Yeah. Until I saw like a little glimpse of the first episode and I was like, what's this? You know, let me sit down and actually watch it. And now I'm 6 episodes deep. I mean, 6 seasons deep.
I was the same way. I think I started it like last year. Non-stop.
Yeah.
Have you gotten to the part with the dragons yet?
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
I'm there.
Okay.
I'm there.
Okay.
Yeah, and her whole empire is starting to decline as of right now. Yeah. I'm on like season 6, episode 1.
How many seasons were there?
8.
Oh.
And I'm kind of sad. That's why I'm taking a break right now. Because I'm like, once I'm finished with it, I'm really going to like mourn.
Yeah.
You know?
Oh, yeah.
I'm going to be sad.
That departing feeling when you finish that, it's going to be there. It's terrible.
That what do I do now feeling?
Yeah.
What do I do in my life now?
There's nothing left to do.
No, literally. I'm trying to find other, you know, genres to get into. But I feel like I like that. Like, I'm trying to get into also, I think Lord of the Rings.
Is
that not?
It depends because it definitely has that same vibe of like of
fantasy.
Fantasy, Game of Thrones, like Middle Earth thing. However, they're movies, so they're like long, and it's gone back it spans back years, like before we were even born, I think. So you know. And there's comics and books. I don't know. I know you don't want to get that deep into it.
Yeah. So it's kind of like Harry Potter type vibe.
Yeah, exactly.
Like there's the books.
Exactly.
Okay.
There's it's a fully drawn out lore. And I think they still make, don't quote me on that, new chapters. But if you want to get into the fantasy genre, there's plenty of material for you to, you know, dive into. And that's one of them.
That's exciting because I used to definitely dabble into like Harry Potter when I was younger. Just the books though. I watched a little bit. I watched a couple movies. Okay. Because the movies were pretty good, but they were really lengthy. And that's why I really liked them. But I started off reading the books and then I just like kind of dissociated from it. But now I really like it. So hopefully I actually get back into it.
Did you have like an adult or like a parental figure in your life that said it was like demonic or anything? Or do you know what I'm talking about?
I know what you're talking about. No,
like
I definitely
Harry Potter.
I definitely know what you're talking about. But even when I was watching Game of Thrones, I don't know what exactly was the clip, but it was like this is kind of it's kind of like a little like it's like but. No, actually, that's crazy. I would just read the books, and my mom would be like, what are you reading? You know,
right.
And I would try to tell her, and she's like, okay, like dragons and like spells and witchcraft, but it wasn't necessarily like seen in a negative way.
Yeah, gotcha. I only ask that because I know there's certain people that have they had to sneak to read the books because of their family's perception on it, but that's all. That sounds
like it was your family.
No, I didn't watch it. I didn't. None of the stuff we talked about, I have seen once.
Really? Not even Harry Potter.
My dad's a very big in the Lord of the Rings. Harry Potter didn't really reach out to me. Like I didn't really.
I'm forcing him to watch Harry Potter next.
Like Harry Potter is so good.
I played the game.
And I think with the Harry Potter is one of those genre, not necessarily genres, like series that you can start here. You can start here. You don't necessarily have to go.
Oh, for real? Order. You can just pop.
It would be nice if you went in order.
Oh. Some things you're not gonna understand unless you read the previous book.
So is Muggle like a slur?
Oh my gosh,
is that what they be calling it, a Muggle?
It's a word for a person.
That's hilarious. Okay.
I haven't watched all of them yet, but it's definitely making me want to. Did you ever watch House of Anubis?
Yeah.
I hated
that was my show. I'm not gonna lie. That was my show.
Did it ever have an ending?
I think they stopped making the episodes. I don't know why. I really don't know why.
That was creepy.
That was
the definition of creepy.
It was, but it was so good. Yeah. Every I think it was Friday or something. I was there every single Friday.
That was a great show.
The only thing I remember is that when it came on, I was like, oh, this is time to change the channel. That's all I remember about that show.
Oh my god.
And did they have British accents?
Yeah. Yes.
Okay, yeah. I was like, I think anything with a British accent at that age is this is too foreign.
This is too much. Yeah, it's too much. It's too different.
So you were catching up on Oh no, you haven't. Have you seen House of Dragon?
No.
Okay, no,
like a
that
spinoff.
Yeah, that comes.
It's a
after
spinoff of
Game of Thrones.
That's what I heard.
Yeah,
but I'm going to start it afterwards. Yes.
Okay.
Because I'm not going to have anything else to do.
Yeah. So that should give you hope for your next show.
Okay.
So you were doing your hair and watching Game of Thrones. Yeah. That makes sense why it took 4 days.
No,
the shows are too good. I don't think I would be able to.
It was just too captivating. I would literally be mid-braid and yeah, and that's why it would take me so long.
So your hair looks amazing.
Thank you so much.
It looks amazing.
Thank you.
Please start offering braids.
I have scoliosis. My back just be hurting. You know, like, at least with my braids, I can sit down and do them. But, like, if someone were to come to me at 10 a.m., I just know I have to get you out at a certain time, you know? That also means that I'm going to have to be standing the whole time.
Yeah.
But that's why I'm saying, like, I could do, like, half styles, braiding half styles. But I don't know. Like, the right person asks me, I might do their braids. I might. Like, I do my friends' braids sometimes when they do ask me.
That's a great friend
sometimes.
to have.
You know, sometimes. That's
an amazing friend when you have,
Yeah, it's awesome. It's great. Love it. It's awesome.
You sound hurt.
It's awesome.
Have anybody that does your hair?
Alexa.
Yes.
That's what I'm saying. It's awesome. That wasn't sarcasm. I genuinely mean it. Like, having a friend that's, like, has that blessing of touching her and doing her. It's like, oh, I'll just ask you.
I think it's hard. Sometimes you can't tell between sarcasm and, like, him just being him. I thought that you were
I thought I was being sarcastic?
Yeah.
My bad.
Anyway.
I wasn't. Okay, go ahead.
So for those 4 days, did you stay home all day?
All day.
Yeah.
Well, no, I went to the gym.
Okay.
And just put my hair. I was like, okay, let's see if I can get to a certain amount where I can actually put my hair in a ponytail or a bun without it looking crazy. No, it did. It did look crazy. So I ended up just putting it in a bun and putting it in a little wrap and just went to the gym.
So who taught you how to do hair?
Trial and error. And I like to say that I'm self-taught, but my aunt does have like a salon. So I remember when I was like so young and I would go to her salon, and of course I'm a non-paying customer. So I would just be on the side. I would be like, okay, whenever there's not a customer, I would get my hair braided. When there was a customer, I would be halfly braided and still sitting there, So my aunt would just say, braid the ends. So then I started braiding a little bit, and I didn't really get into it that much, but that's like the first little introduction that I did have to like braiding. And then I remember in like 2018, I took my first like braiding client, and I will never forget, I took like 10 hours on her hair and I charged her $45. Yes. Because I just wanted some hair to do. And then when you do the math, it doesn't make sense. No. That's literally like child labor. But, I was a sophomore in high school, and I thought I was just going to, start doing hair, start servicing. So I did my first braids and quickly realized that just wasn't for me. But I was doing braids for a good like 2 years before I had stopped. Until like probably COVID area. And that's when I started to transition into wigs and, making wigs and stuff.
So what was the transition from braids to wigs?
So first, I did start doing braids, and then I would say maybe like 2019, I started making wigs, which was really backwards because I started making wigs before I could even install them. Didn't know what I was doing. I knew how to sew, and I watched the YouTube video and was like, this is easy. All I need is a wig head. All I need is some needle and thread, some bundles. Go ahead and start sewing. So then I started sewing, making wigs, and then people were asking me, oh, who did your hair? And I was like, I actually made this wig, guys. So I started taking my clients. Well, not necessarily. They were just my friends that wanted to get their hair.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's how it is. Just practice on your friends.
Yeah, just practice on your friends. So then they wanted me to make their wigs. So I went ahead and started making their wigs. And from there, I just started taking clients. It was like, 2020? I took my first like wig client, and it was really on accident. My friend texted me and was like, hey, my hairstylist actually canceled because of COVID. Do you know how to install a wig? And at that time, I had only installed a wig on myself. And I was like, I don't know. But she was like, please, really, really, please. So I went ahead and took her, had her come to my house with a mask on, and did her hair. Luckily, it turned out really well, and then my friends at the time were just like, you need to make a page. You need to make a web page. You need to make a business page. Go ahead and do that. And obviously I had nothing else to do. It was COVID. You know, I was just in the house.
True.
So I went ahead and made me Daughter by Auti. And I was like, I need something that people are going to remember, you know? And at the time, there was no other, like, dolled up anything. But now there's a whole bunch, you know? Maybe I started it. I don't know.
Yeah.
Had to. Because at the time, I really thought that was, like, so creative. But, like, now, I'm thinking about changing my name. But I feel like right now, where I am, everybody knows me by that.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and it's been, 5 years, and I've just been doing wigs and dabbling into, like, protective styles, individual styles, and, yeah.
So did your business start booming during COVID, or that was after? Because obviously no one was going out.
Yeah, and I feel like that also plays a part from, like, no one else doing hair at the time. So it was more so, like, my friends' moms or my friends' aunts or my friends' cousins, you know, that wanted me to do their hair. So they would go ahead and text me. I had a whole bunch of, like, older clients that weren't able to go to the salon for their hairstylist, you know? So I felt like, okay, I can get the practice, you know, before even going to college. Because I didn't necessarily think that I was going to do it for this long, really. I just thought this was going to be something that, you know, I do. And maybe I just do it on the side instead of it being like as big as I am, you know, just doing more clients, like servicing clients almost every single day now. Yeah. But once I went to college, I just started doing it. And I was like, I know I don't want to work. I don't want to have to work during college. And at the time, it was also still COVID.
Yeah.
That's true.
And there wasn't much for me to do anyways. I had all of my, not in-person, online classes because there wasn't any in-person. So I was like, okay, maybe I could do hair. And started servicing clients in the lobby of my dorm. In the lobby. With mask. Yeah. RAs walking by.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, halfway done.
And they didn't care?
They cared. That's why they said, make sure you guys have a mask.
Oh, okay.
But after like 3 weeks, they knew me by name. And they knew that I was going to be in the lobby. So at that time, it was normal for them.
So is this something that you want to do long term now? Like this is like your passion, or is this a means to an end?
Well, honestly, as of right now, I do plan to, I see it in my future for a minute, you know, just because I do like servicing people and I am going to be out here for a while. So as a while as I say like maybe 2 years max, but I feel like for the time being, it's, you know, it's a good little side hustle, and I network every day. Like my clients, I meet so many different new people, you know? So I do see it in my future for at least right now, but whenever I do go back to school, I will be like servicing people way less, you know? And hopefully I get my, you know, other business off the ground, and then I'll see, you know, where I go from there.
Wait, other business? Have you announced said other business?
No, I haven't actually.
Okay.
No, I haven't.
Okay.
But, you know, stay tuned for that.
Okay.
Cool.
Yeah.
You said you're going back to school?
I'm going back to school.
You mind me asking, what are you going to pursue?
I want to go to PA school, physician's assistant. Yes. But as of right now, I don't necessarily know where I want to go. So this is just my gap year. I'm still like, you know, weighing out my options of either Houston or Dallas or Austin, you know, or San Antonio. So really, wherever school takes me, wherever God takes me, I just am with the wind right now. You know, I'm just blowing.
I love that.
Wherever that is.
So you mentioned that you kind of learned in a salon. Are you ever wanting to open your own salon, or you're okay where you are?
Honestly, I have thought about that, and I have thought about that like long term. Like whenever I do, you know, go to PA school and hopefully, God willing, become a PA. Would I want a side business? Of course, you know, be able to have people working underneath me, making money for themselves, you know, and also running a passive income as well, you know. So I do want to, and I think that like San Marcos would be a perfect spot for that. That's just true. Because there's not that many hairstylists. Well, not necessarily hairstylists, but a salon for Black people. You know, there's more so salons that you see on a regular basis, but it's more so geared towards other races.
That's true.
But I would love to open up like an all-Black salon in San Marcos. I think that would be life-changing for San Marcos.
That would be crazy.
I've never seen something like that, and I would love to be the first. You know, come back one year in like 3 years or so and be like, boom, here you go.
I could see that.
Yeah.
I could see that. Because now that I think about it, there
really isn't. I mean, we have like quarter to 10, but it's like, it's
quarter to 10? That's a beauty supply.
A beauty supply, but still.
That is not a salon.
Not a salon. Oh, right, salon, different.
They have like barber shops, but like, because a few barber shops have reached out to me to see if I could like, you know, work in their salon.
Ooh, are you talking about that one right across the street from Blind Salamander?
Oh, that one. Yeah. There's also another one that's on that street too. I forgot what the name was. But you know where I'm talking about?
Right by Craft House?
Yes, on the opposite side of it. Yes. Yep. And I just thought about it and I was like, I mean, that would be cool. But like, do I want, obviously, since I majorly like service women, I'm going to have my female clients in a whole room full of men coming in and out, and their hair might look crazy, you know, and it's just like a, I don't know, security thing.
Security environments is because the
comfortability
for real, because the dynamic between the barbershop and the salon, while they're similar because they're geared to us, there is our guy stuff and then there's the girl stuff. It's just like, it's you know,
there's girl talk,
there's guy talk. Exactly. So yeah, I completely understand that. That makes sense. And with comfortability, your clients are comfortable with you, the space that you provide. I'm pretty sure you let them turn on anything on Netflix while you're doing there. Yeah,
they do whatever they want.
Exactly. So it's like I wouldn't want to shake it up that much with them as well. If I'm comfortable with coming to your spot, knowing that it's you, we watched like 6 seasons of Love Island, whatever, while I get my hair done. Yeah, that makes sense. I'm glad that you
brought up Love Island.
Because for some reason, that's what everybody watches when they get their hair done.
That's crazy. I was actually going to ask you, do you have a TV set up in front of your clients?
Usually I do. Okay. But honestly, I'm that type of stylist that like I need you actually in the mirror. Like I know some stylists don't like them in the mirror just so that they are like, oh, can you actually do this? But I want you in the mirror. I want you to tell me what you don't like, what you want to add, what you want to change, you know? And I also use it for myself because if it looks right in the mirror, it looks right when I'm standing in front of you, you know? Right. Like, to other people too.
Okay.
But I also let them change the channel. They do whatever they want in my chair, for sure.
What is the craziest thing that someone has ever put on in front of you?
Oh, God.
There's this one show. It's like Tell Me Lies.
Okay.
That's what it's called. It's on Hulu. And I didn't think it was, I thought it was just like but there was just a whole bunch of sex scenes. And I was like, what is this? Like, and I don't like that type of TV. It's just too much.
Yeah,
it's just too much, and it's like, especially when you're watching with someone else, it's like, okay, let me keep braiding. Yeah. Like
someone
you know,
that you barely know.
Yeah, it's like, but this is your cup of tea. Go ahead, sis. You're comfortable. Go ahead. Just keep your head up.
I'm pretty sure you like. The next time they came through was like, I deleted. I don't have Hulu.
I actually don't have that.
I don't have Hulu anymore. Like, I stopped paying for it.
Sorry.
Oh my gosh. That is hilarious. That's hilarious. Okay, so I see all the time, actually, since I was at Texas State, 2023? No, I went 2021. I'm tripping. 2021. I have seen the same people coming to you day in, day out. Like, you have a village. Like it's not even brand ambassadors. Like those are your family. Like that's people that's
gang.
They are your walking billboards. How in the world have you like established that rapport to where like they're quicker to tell someone about you than like talk about themselves? Like that's the kind of people I've seen when it comes to your business.
Yeah. And I'm so grateful for that. I feel like ever since I got into college, just because, you know, I did come in during COVID, there wasn't a lot of hairstylists. And there wasn't a lot of hairstylists on campus. And I feel like even now, there's more. There's definitely more on like at Texas State. But there wasn't a lot, I feel like, whenever I went into college. And so I would say like once a month, every single time I would hit like 100. So 100, 200, 300 followers, giveaway. I'm doing a giveaway, and whoever wins, they get a free service, and they would keep coming back, and they would tell their friends, you know, and at the time, even for them to refer, I would never even give them anything in return. They would just do it off of the love. They would do it just because, you know, they wanted their person or whoever, their friend, to come to me. And I love that. And I feel like it's now I have clients of like 6 years, of 5 years. It's just been a long time, and they only go to me. Like they tell me, oh, are you not going to be in town? Like, I'm just not going to have to go with anybody else. And like, I love that. Yep. Like, I really do love that. And I just feel like, you know, once I establish that trust, you know, they know, hey, if Audrey is not going to be completely taking clients this week, and if I text her on the side, she might be able to get me in. And I always try to, you know, make do, especially for my clients of like years, you know. And I love that.
It sounds like you have a barbershop I said that too fast. It sounds like you have a barbershop clientele. Oh. Yeah. The kind of people that are the kind of mindset that it's like I can't cheat on my barber. I can't cheat on my stylist.
Mm-hmm. Because once they go to somebody else and they are like, let me tell you about this bad experience I had. And I'm like, girl, what happened? Mm-hmm. And they telling me and I'm like, okay, we're never breaking up.
So I guess my next question is, what is one of the like scariest or like just craziest stories that you have heard from someone who's gotten their hair done? It doesn't have to be in San Marcos or Austin 35, just in general. Like, what is one of the craziest stylist client stories you've ever heard?
So I've had this girl, right?
Oh God! And it didn't take you long either.
It didn't. I feel like this one, off the top of my head, like I can always remember this.
She's ready.
You know, so she told me that I guess this girl I think in Port Arthur or something like that. You know, she was servicing her, and I guess even before this service, it was just going wrong. The lady, I guess her hairstylist was like, "Can you? I'm running late. Can you pick my daughter up so that we can meet at the hair appointment?" Da da da. And she did it.
She picked up her stylist
and in my daughter. Head, I was like, is this a lie? Or did you really go to the daycare or wherever she was? She present ID.
Right, because you have to, like, they can't just release the child to you. Like, oh, I know the mom.
But you know what? Maybe sometimes if the mother can call up there and it's like, hey, I had this person picking up my daughter.
Right.
You know? I said, okay. That was strike one. That would have been like, okay, whatever.
Did you have a previous relationship?
Not that I know of.
Okay.
I said that's absolutely crazy because I wouldn't trust my child with anybody if I had one. That's kind of crazy. But, you know, okay, I guess she picks the daughter up. Okay. You know, she goes to the appointment. Kind of. I'm like, okay, you know, maybe you really wanted to get your hair done. Like you really wanted to. It was a need. You know, it was a need. Like these were things that you had to do. So she goes over there. Apparently, she puts the baby down and everything, and she's already late. Of course, she's late because she said she was running late for the baby. And I guess the wig, she puts in a different wig. It wasn't her wig. It wasn't her wig. I said, so did she not have like the names on the wig? I said, how did you know that wasn't your wig? She said it was like a couple inches shorter than her original wig that she dropped off. I said, okay, that was also kind of weird. So apparently at the end of the appointment, she ends up, the stylist ends up telling her like, hey, can you sweep? Can you like clean up? I said, if strike one and strike two weren't enough, strike three would have really put me out the door for sure. You're telling me to clean up because I'm cleaning up, like, you know, her pin curls are in. I'm cleaning up as I'm like, you know, about to right. let her leave.
Yeah.
And she's like, did you want me to clean up? And I'm like, baby, what trauma have you been through? Because there's absolutely no way. Like, no,
go home.
You're good. You're good.
Like, yeah, go home.
You're good. You know, we're good. I don't have you here to do labor.
Yeah, you're here to be service.
If you want her to clean
I kid you not. She was like, I'm taking out the broom. She's like, oh, did you want me to do that? I said,
no, I don't.
Actually, I'm okay. Thank you for asking. And she was like, yeah, like I just had this really bad story, and that's when she told me everything. And I said, I hope you didn't pay her. She said, no, I did. I said, oh, okay.
Okay, now I'm scared.
How much?
That's what I was going to say.
I didn't even ask. At that point, I was just trying to, you know. I was like, oh, you need a hug. I hope
she need
these
more
stylists
than a hug. She need therapy.
and legal representation.
Okay,
That's illegal.
She needs reimbursement.
Yeah,
that's
like,
what that is.
That's a civil case that's
Wait,
illegal. That's yes.
How old was she?
Oh, she I think she was like 17, 18. I said, "Oh, baby, you just naive. You naive and young."
So now she's doing child labor.
That's
too.
just exploitation, child labor.
She didn't give.
That's crazy.
I said you had to have known her from somewhere. Maybe she was the mom's friend, or because there's absolutely no way that I'm going for that. Mm-hmm. You're late to the appointment already, and then you tell me to go pick up your daughter.
your daughter.
You're not serious about making this money. You're not serious about doing my hair. You're not.
The way she would have got blocked.
Hello, quickly.
Gosh.
I would have never went back.
I'm reporting you.
Mm-hmm. And it's crazy because I kind of knew that she had went through something, because even following before the appointment,
mm-hmm.
she was texting me like, "Oh, are we still on for today? Is this good?" Da-da-da. Like,
Yeah.
And I'm like, yes.
Yeah.
If I agreed,
mm-hmm.
if you booked on the website,
mm-hmm.
I will be there.
Mm-hmm.
That cancellation gives people traumatic
PTSD for real.
PTSD. Not when you talking about your hair appointment. Mm-hmm. It's not like it's your lashes. You can go to the lash store. You can get you some lashes, some strips. Mm-hmm. It's not with your nails, where you can go to the store and get some press-ons. If you don't know how to do your hair, and you have somebody there to do your hair, and you cancel completely, no reschedule,
mm-hmm.
you cancel.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I'm crying. That's enough for me to cry. That's enough for my whole day to be
ruined.
It's like a shot in the heart. It's like because it's more than likely I look bad. I chose this day on purpose. I look bad
day on purpose. And usually when I'm getting my hair done for a specific thing, I'm getting my hair done for a specific thing, and for a reason. I'm getting it done on this day because I can't do tomorrow.
Exactly.
My event might be tomorrow.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
My event might have been at 4 that day, and you're telling me to come at 2. No, I can't.
It's not like one of those situations where you go to the store, they don't have it, you go to the next store. Mm-hmm. Hairstylists have to be booked weeks to months in advance. Mm-hmm. So getting canceled on the day of is...
And then trying to find
tragic.
one, and then doing the squeeze-in fee.
Yeah, that squeeze-in fee. Oh, my God.
Yeah.
That's...
Because some people's squeeze-in fees are like $100.
Oh.
$100.
What's your squeeze-in fee?
It's $30.
Oh, that's so reasonable.
That's fire.
That's
fire.
So and I really think I take pride in having like really affordable prices, and I feel like I do, especially for the people that we're around, Mm-hmm. But people tell me about the people that they go to like in Houston or Dallas, and I'm like, that's crazy. Yeah. But I mean, some hairstylists are trying to fund their lifestyle. They see other people in the latest fashion, in some Dior. But me personally, I don't look at this as like my full-time job. Mm-hmm. And I just don't understand the whole like $200, $300 for an install. Mm-hmm. Let's be real. An install is probably going to last you like 3 weeks with good care.
Yeah.
Am I paying $200 for the install? And paying something for the actual hair? Mm-hmm. I wouldn't.
Yeah.
But there's people that would.
There's people that would.
There's people that would. And that's different age brackets, for sure. Tax brackets, for sure. But I think for the place that we are, it makes sense.
Yeah, I was actually going to ask you, like, do you tailor your prices based on the surrounding clientele or just based on what you think your value is, or both?
Both. Definitely both. I feel like over the years, as I started, actually getting into hair more and, like, using different products, better products for my clients or better products for hair, that is more expensive. It's more expensive. And to take care of all of those expensive, I do have to, even if it's $5 extra. And I've never had like a crazy jump, like a $35 jump in a month. That I never have done that. Mm-hmm. It's always been, even when I was starting off, and it probably took me, like, to this day, my clients still tell me, why are your prices so low? Like, you need to raise your price. And I'm coming from my clients, and I'm like, I don't know, just because I do want to be able to be, affordable for my clients. And I just feel like a $35 jump would be crazy. That would literally like throw them off guard.
35
35 is kind of crazy. Mm-hmm. I feel like if you're going like $5 every other month, I think that's reasonable. Mm-hmm. But if someone were to go from from like a $35 jump, that would be kind of insane, especially for what I do. Mm-hmm. I think that would be crazy.
I don't know. I always hear my friends talk about these like crazy experiences when it comes to her, and then you talking with a humane approach to it and thinking about the consumers' wallets. It's very comforting to hear. That's all I'm trying to say.
Yeah. Yeah, I also do feel like, especially now, I would say within the past like 2-3 years, ever since, you know, social media became a part of being a hairstylist, prices have jumped. And the reason why they're jumping is because people see, maybe a hairstylist, you know, you see somebody that's a hairstylist that's making 6 figures.
Yeah.
And the reason why they're making 6 figures is not only because they're doing hair. They might be selling bundles as well. They might be selling ebooks. They might be teaching classes. You know, they're not only a hairstylist. So I really do feel like there's some hairstylists out there that will take it and be like, you know what? I can make that, and I can do that, and with only servicing hair, and that's just not how it works. I don't think that's how it works at all, and that's why you get these people that are trying to charge $200-$300 for an install, no wash.
That's what I was going.
No wash.
No wash.
No wash. Let's
come
talk
wash.
about it.
Actually, come wash already.
It's
come
almost
wash.
like come braided
come with
too.
come with the wig on.
Yeah, just come with it on already.
That's crazy.
So, do you ever plan on adding additional streams of income to your hair business?
Yes, I do. I plan to start like a line, you know, just of like a product line of like glue and melting spray and stuff like that. And so just so that like, you know, when I am in school, I have something to, you know, have passive income for, and also selling like bundles and stuff like that. But yeah, that's coming soon.
You're working on a whole rollout.
I am. Because I have a lot of clients that always ask me like, I need some hair on hand, like, and you always got your hair done, like, who's doing your hair? Like, and I'm like, okay, just give me a second. Like, just give me a second. I got you. Give me like 2 months. I got you. Once I'm able to actually line it up the right way, I'll be able to produce it the right way, especially for my clients as well.
It is confidence to know that you have the clientele, like the market for it.
Yes.
It's a market that's it's a vocal market that's asking you to please, like, you know, start this. So yeah, that's fire. I'm very happy for you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Going back to, I love how you mentioned social media. That plays such a big part in like businesses, especially hair businesses, makeup businesses, everything. How has social media impacted your business? And do you heavily emphasize, you know, actually marketing the business?
I would say before, you know, social media became like a job.
9 to 5.
Yeah, literally. Just to grow your business. Like I was saying, every couple hundred, I was doing a giveaway. I probably did that up until I made like 1,000 followers. And so I would just post this little giveaway and say, okay, if you can tag 3 people in the comments and have them like 3 pictures, have them follow me, boom, I'm already at a next 100 within the next 3-4 weeks, you know? And so I feel like doing that had already built my foundation. And then from there, obviously now you got to do reels. You got to do polls. You got to do all of that. And then on top of that, you have to actually do the hair. Yeah. You have to do the hair. You have to be producing good work so that people are actually engaging with you. So now I am so behind on posting. It's so bad. I have posts from like middle of last year that I should be posting. And it's just not getting posted. I just don't have the time. But I have 2 phones now. So I have told myself this year I was going to make a better, you know, approach onto trying to do more social media, like, and just more marketing in general. And I do feel like, especially with me moving, that would be better for me, just so that I get clients of everywhere, you know? Once I can do that, it don't matter where I go. I'll always still have, like, some type of foundation to, you know, fall back on.
Do you intend on getting like a social media assistant?
I should. I was literally talking about this and I was like, I don't know. Like, who do I think I am trying to have a social media assistant? But
that's
I really
a whole
do.
Different job though.
Right? And like, there's actually people that are really good at it.
Yes.
Like, they know what they're doing and they can produce.
Their specialty,
you know,
is it?
Yes. And I just don't think that I have enough time to sit down and actually, like, by the time I do 3-4 clients in a day, I just want to sit down and I want to watch my TV. And I don't want to be on my phone trying to edit all of this. You know, I don't want to edit videos and stuff like that. But I really feel like I could, like, and probably just, you know, I don't know, pay them, of course. But
some people do it. Some people
willingly.
give you quality work for not, you know, a lot of money.
Low.
They just want the experience. And I think that, you know, obviously that can make the business, like, more enjoyable for you when you
Yes.
start outsourcing.
I think that would be really good. That would literally take like a weight off my shoulders, because I feel like every single day I'm like, oh, you didn't post today, you didn't post yesterday, you didn't post the day before.
That
you haven't been
guilty,
you haven't been posting. Now how will people know that you're still doing hair?
Yeah.
Because I'll literally post sometimes and I'll get comments or like, are you still in the same mode? Or like they'll text me, are you still in the same mode? And I'm like, yeah, I just haven't posted. I'm sorry. Like I'm just not up to date. But I'm trying to get back better. But yeah,
don't beat yourself up too much. This whole shift of making social media is like it's integrated into everybody's like businesses, no matter what you do now.
Yeah.
It's like it's hard. It's not an easy thing to do between what you actually do and then making reels and TikToks. It's like, come on now, like it's 2 jobs in one now.
2 jobs.
Yeah.
Yes.
So,
and you got to find the right moment to post, the right clips, the right sounds. And I'm just like, I can't do it all. I really can't. I'm trying though.
So now I want us to go into hot takes. This is where I ask you some questions that may or may not be controversial.
Okay.
So, question 1. Are you ready?
Yes.
If clients get charged late fees, should stylists be held accountable in the same way?
Yes, I think so. Because me personally, when I be pushing my clients back, when obviously I have to, I do be giving them a little discount. And sometimes I'll text them and say like, oh, I'm running a little bit late, I'm sorry for this inconvenience, I'll take off 15, or I'll take off, whatever it is, especially for my first time clients, for sure. There'll be some clients that like, oh, I'm already running late, you're good, girl. They come to the appointment and I'll still take something off, because I be feeling bad myself, especially even if they don't have anything to do afterwards. I be feeling like, yes, they should. I'm not saying you get to decide it. Right. you might not get to decide it, because there's some stylists that are like, I don't care if I was late. You're still going to pay me full price. But I just be feeling bad. I don't know. Like,
it's beautiful customer service.
I be feeling bad for y'all when I be hearing these stories. Like,
yeah.
I was 5 minutes late, and it's like, yeah, but go home.
Yeah, that grace period be about 3 minutes.
Yeah, exactly.
After 3 minutes, it's like, no, I don't need you no more. And I'm like, okay.
All right, well.
I rarely charge like a late fee, honestly. Like, I think I only charge a late fee. Let's say I have like 4 clients in a day and I am going to have to be on time, And if you're like 30 minutes late, okay, like that's a little bit of too much. That's a lot. But if you're running like, 5-10 minutes late, like it's not nothing. I'm at home.
Yeah, like I'm at the house.
I'm literally at the house. Like I'll be okay. I'll literally be okay. And 9 times out of 10, your clients are rushing to get to you as well. Yeah. They're not trying to be late to their hair appointment.
Exactly.
And no appointment, but definitely not their hair appointment.
Exactly.
For sure.
That's beautiful. That's great customer service. Because like you said, some people are like, yes, I was late, and no facts, and I'm at least you're getting your hair done. I'm like, wow, like you're mean.
Yeah, you're a mean person. A lot of y'all are mean people.
Y'all are mean people.
The bar is on the ground.
Because obviously, I just be busy too, and I can understand you being like 5-10 minutes late. I can understand that, especially if my clients are coming from Austin, they coming from Temple, they might be coming from San Antonio. Of course, you might be a little bit late, and I don't understand that whole thought process of you should have left earlier. There's traffic sometimes.
It comes suddenly.
It can come suddenly.
We're humans.
We're human, exactly, and I can understand that for sure.
Question number 2: do you think it's a 2-parter?
Okay.
Do you think that home-based stylists are getting more unprofessional? And do clients enable that behavior by not making it a bigger deal?
Okay. Honestly, I feel like, me personally, I've only been to a few hairstylists. And I've only been to a few hairstylists that were at home. So I would say that at-home hairstylists, for me, have been... They haven't been a problem. I feel like some people in the salons since they might overbook themselves and they might have you under the dryer, they're doing somebody's hair. Now you're going to be there for an extra 30, 45 minutes. That's unprofessional. Yeah. At least at home, I know you can only do my hair. Like, at least that. I know you can only do my hair. I might have a baby crawling over my feet, but at least you can only do my hair, and I might get a little food while I'm at it. I might. Hair salons, it's okay, here you go. Go. Do what you got to do. But you're going to get your hair done. It might not be on your time.
At all.
but
yeah.
you're still going to get your hair done. Mm-hmm. But I do feel like at least at-home hairstylists that I have been to are pretty professional. But I do think that, like, the thought of a at-home hairstylist to an average person that has only been in the salon is like, I don't know, you know?
Yeah.
But I also think, too, especially with hairstylists, or anything really, people think of, like, sanitation. Mm-hmm. And that is a big thing. Because you don't want somebody playing in your hair. When did you wash these combs?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. You know, you never know.
Yep.
But me personally, like I said, I obviously do clean my hairstyles. I mean, my hair tools and all of that stuff, you know. And there's a reason why my clients still coming back with me being in my apartment, you know. Mm-hmm. So I do feel like, you know, at-home hairstylists sometimes get a bad rep, but if you're going to the right ones, you'll be fine. Mm. Yeah.
See, because I just heard a story on social media the other day, around Valentine's Day, actually. Somebody had an appointment scheduled like months in advance, and her stylist canceled on her the day of and said that she had Valentine's Day plans that came up all of a sudden.
You know what's crazy?
Yes.
I've heard of that. And they're like, my boyfriend paid for, you know, like basically bought me out for the day. Mm-hmm. So like if I were to have 4 clients, my boyfriend were to like give me all that money.
Absolutely
and that
not.
I just don't think that that's enough. I be feeling so bad when I'm late. And I definitely be feeling bad when I have to reschedule it, when something comes up. And even if it's against my, you know, I basically am not in control of this, you know? I still feel super bad. So why would you feel like just because this man is taking you out on a date and everything means that you can cancel on 2-3 clients, not even 2-3 clients, 1 client at that.
Yeah.
Especially when
Valentine's Day.
Right, like
especially when you know you're getting your hair done for Valentine's Day. There's 2 things I never played with was holidays and birthdays, for sure. When it's around Christmas, it's around Thanksgiving, and people are about to go home.
Yeah,
never played with that. Birthdays?
Oh my God, never. Don't play with a birthday.
Oh, that's PTSD talking.
Oh my God, don't play with. No, I'm just saying, like, I know between y'all girls' birthday shoots.
Oh, we never
with
played.
The planning, oh
we
God.
never played by birthdays.
Seeing the makeup artist, getting your hair done, finding your fit, finding the perfect photographer.
Because your hair is the first thing that you book.
Exactly.
For me, at least, it's the first thing I book.
The fit,
it gotta go with the fit, because you already bought the wig. You already planned out your outfit, and you're like, okay, now all I gotta do is get my hair done. And I'm getting it done a day before because I want it to be fresh. I want the curls to still look cute.
Yes.
And then you're gonna cancel on me? I'll cry right now.
I would crash out.
I'll crash out right now.
Like,
and I don't play like that. These people know where I live.
That's okay? The point. They know exactly.
They know exactly where I live. I would never play like that.
And they know your schedule because you at home doing her all.
They know that when them lights is on, they know I'm in.
Oh yeah, she's in there. She's working right now.
She's talking about she at home. No, girl, you had a client.
Oh my God.
I don't play like that.
I'm glad because that's tragic.
I be feeling so bad when they tell me about all of these plans that they've had for birthdays, for Valentine's Day, for New Year's. And I'm like, oh my goodness. Like, I'm so sad for you.
Yeah.
Like, I just would never do that. Even if I've had one time, not even one time, multiple times, I had to wake up at 4. I probably have my friend's hair to do, especially if it's like a jam-packed day. I got clients all day. My friends want their hair done. I'm not going to say no. I'm going to do it. I'm going to wake up at 3 if that means 3.
Wow.
I'm doing your hair. I might have another client after that. Boom, 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. hair back to back just because I be feeling bad, and that I might look crazy at the end of it. I might not even have my hair done, but I'm getting all these people hair done just because I know that if they're not going to me, they're not going to nobody else, you know. So I just be feeling bad. It just be coming from a place of guilt.
No, that's real. No, I can respect that. And speaking of clients, there's one kind of a hot take, but I wanted to know your opinion on it. Have you heard the story? It's been going viral on social media. Okay, so you know where I'm going with this about the
I was just talking to my client about this.
And the 15-year-old. Yeah, so
wait, what?
The stylist and the 15-year-old.
What happened?
Okay, well,
sum it up.
Okay, so and correct me if I'm wrong when I'm about to tell a story. So, this 15-year-old went to go get her hair done by the stylist, and I believe she had sent the money, the cash up. She cashed out there to the wrong account, and the stylist thought she was trying to steal from her. So she literally assaulted the girl. Like, there's video footage.
15 years old.
There's like video footage of it, like her dragging her by the hair, like actual.
That she did.
Yeah. And the thing is, all because it was like a misunderstanding.
That's rough.
So,
I mean, that takes a whole nother level of customer service. That's out the window.
Out the window. And apparently the girl was 18.
Mm-hmm.
The service provider was 18. Mm-hmm. I thought that was crazy. But you know what? I had heard that she sent it to the wrong Cash App. Mm-hmm. But my thing is if I was the client, right, and I sent the money to the wrong person, mm-hmm. I'm going to show you at least like, look, I sent it. I'm gonna have to either dispute it with my bank, and this might have been her first time getting her hair done, because there's no way. I've had clients literally leave because they don't have no service, and I'm expecting them to pay me, of course, you know. And I've even had first time clients. I don't know, maybe I'm too naive, too trusting, but they still send it. It's never been a time where they leave and I'm like, where's my money?
Right.
You know? So if they are showing you this and they're like, hey, I sent you the money. Well, I thought I sent you the money. I thought this was you, you know, but I didn't.
I've done that.
It happens sometimes. It has happened sometimes. You know, it happens sometimes. So I don't understand why take it to that extent where like you that mad. And I thought it was like a quick leave style. I know it was no more than like you dragging somebody for $150?
I hope she's in
$150?
I think she is. She got charges brought up against her. I don't know if she's in jail or not.
Yeah. I did not know that.
Yeah, I know there was like because I mean, you assaulted a child.
And that's what she did.
Yeah, you assaulted a child. Like I don't.
And it's not like she was really trying to walk out. Mm-hmm. Like she really did send it to the wrong Cash App.
Dang.
Yeah.
Like whose fault is that?
Yeah.
It might have been the client's fault, but that don't mean that she deserved to get assaulted.
And then on top of that,
and she's a kid.
It's a kid. And my thing is, your big ass took the footage and put it on the internet.
And thought people was gonna side with you,
and all you did was just open up a case against you.
Against you, exactly. Because if I was at 15 years old and I called up my mom and told her, oh, she there with the quickness.
Yeah.
This 18-year-old just put your hands on. Oh no, it's okay. I'll deal with it.
I'm gonna be there soon.
I'll be there soon. Mm-hmm. And I think it happened in like Memphis or something.
That's sad.
That's so sad.
No, it's really sad.
But I'm glad that y'all have people that, you know, will come 10 toes behind you if that was a situation.
Yeah, because that's absolutely absurd. And it happened in like a salon suite or something.
Yeah, exactly.
And I'm just like, did no one see this?
Mm-hmm.
Or was she only
at her house?
No, it did not happen at her house. That's the worst part about it, I feel like. Because you're doing this, if it was like in public, you were dragging this girl and no one saw you and no one stopped it. That's absolutely absurd.
Yeah, I think people.
That's kind of crazy.
I just want to know what you thought about that. That was all. But my bad. You can have your show back.
You're a co-host. What part of that do you not understand?
I know the co-part. You're the host.
Anyway, it has been such an honor talking to you and getting to know a little bit more about you and your life. Please tell the audience where they can go to find you and keep up with your journey and support you.
Okay, well, Dada by Auti on Instagram, on TikTok too, but we're not going to talk about that because I barely post. But yeah, on Instagram, you know, I also do have a webpage, dadabyauti.com. So check that out. You know, I might be your new favorite hairstylist.
Is there anything that you would like to leave our audience with? Any words of encouragement or just tips for business owners?
I would say if you want to do something and it might be like a little hobby or a little, you know, side quest, go ahead and do it because you never know where it's going to take you. You really don't. And I feel like a lot of people that are young have so many, you know, desires. It might not necessarily be your path. It might be a little different, but you can always get there for sure. You can always get there. If you want to be a stylist, you want to be an artist, you want to be a rapper, go ahead and do that. You know, there's somebody always started somewhere. There was always a day one for sure.
And everybody sucked on their first day. There's not too many people that was like the greatest prophecy, a prodigy.
Beyonce has some bad days.
Yeah.
So we going for billionaires. Okay, that's what we trying to be.
Billionaires.
Yeah.
Yay.